hope you all doing great. Today, got an interesting personality that is trying to run several businesses at the same time for one noble cause, helping the homeless getting a job. All right. So we welcome Michael Rawles, the CEO, founder, and owner of M Trends LLC. Michael, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Michael, we'd want to know your story. What are your offerings and who are your prospective customers?
Okay. The More Mature Movement is a company that is, like you were saying, it is designed and thought about for rebuilding communities. The communities that we are trying to rebuild for the company. Now, the company's name is, as you said, More Mature Movement, which is a nonprofit organization. There are several companies that I am pushing to start. Of course, they won't be under the More Mature Movement. The official business name will be M Trends LLC. And
Gotcha.
so that's the umbrella company. And there will be, as you say, several companies over time to be opened under that umbrella company, More Mature Movement being one of those. The More Mature Movement was created to help offset the homelessness, people who are struggling with finding jobs due to homelessness, due to criminal backgrounds, families that just having hard time to try to get back on their feet. And so we are creating a business in order to open these doors for people that doors are usually being shut in their face.
Gotcha.
I came up with the idea, I want to say it's been about 10, 12, it's been about 13 years ago now. And I came up with the idea because I was in prison for 18 years.
Wow.
And while I was in there, I went in, I was young, I was, full of myself. So I went in there with that hot-head temper, and that I didn't care attitude.
Right.
And so I had some of the, as we call them, the old heads, a gentleman that had already been in there 20 years, sat me down. It's like, look, you can keep wilding out, doing this, doing that, end up, back and forth.
Right.
Or you could take this time to develop yourself and think through what it is that you really want to get done and accomplish.
Right.
And so I sat down with the drawings. As you'll see, some of the drawings that's being put up there for the logo symbols. The main one was the main logo is the circles where the More Mature Movement goes around it. The concept to that represents life, those circles, meaning that it goes around full circle. Not that one, it's the one where it's the yellow, the white and gold, that one. Yes. And as you'll see, it says More Mature Movement in yellow circling around. The yellow is like a gold, more gold, representing light, representing maturity. That's what the circles represent. It's the full circle of life representing the maturity that one develops in their life. And the MMM is representation of the letters of the name. And so That's why we like, oh, MMM joined the movement, because the movement brings everything back to full circle. And those circles represent that maturity that we're trying to achieve. Um, the company, M Trend LLC, is going to be the umbrella company. We're looking to open up several different businesses. Like um, like you said, Donald had said, these businesses will be clothing lines, as you'll see here, the God's Chosen Child clothing line. Um, I'll get into that in a moment. And then we have the Natural Born Hustlers clothing line. Um, we're also working to, and the MBH, that's right, the Natural Born Hustlers clothing line. We're also looking to open up other businesses like lawn care services, maintenance companies. We're looking to open up barbershop, catering companies, and just whatever else comes our way that we can dive into. And these businesses, what the goal for these businesses are, is to again help people who are struggling to find work. Some because of credit problems, because in today's society, a lot of jobs, look at a person's credit, which, to me, I feel like, a person's credit shouldn't matter, because that doesn't define what their work ethics are. And so M Trend LLC will be a gateway for people that are having doors shut in their face. And these different companies that are opening will expand farther and farther. We're looking to invest in homes, taking old houses, fixing them up, and housing homeless people, housing people that's coming home from jails and prisons, giving them a place that where they don't have to worry about, oh, when I come home I'm gonna be on the street, or will somebody be there to help me. They will know that M Trend is there to help them. M Trend is for the people, by the people, and for the people. It doesn't matter race, creed, ethnicity, religion. The door's open for everyone. Our only objective is to see each person to get the most out of it, and to watch them grow. If we can help, again, we're looking to open up. We're looking to open up things like financial literacy programs for ex-inmates, for homeless that are struggling, because obviously a lot of homeless are out on the streets due to financial issues. And so creating training for financial literacy and independency is a goal to get achieved. And the houses that we're looking to try to get into will house individuals, like I said. And one of the main things that we're looking to do when we do this is, like, if we bring you in and house you, we give you a job with one of our companies. We give you a paycheck, but the key to it is not giving the whole paycheck to them. Like, let's say if we have where you make $200 a week, instead of giving you a whole $200, each week, we take half of that and we put it up in a secured account. Basically, we're building funds for you. So after 6 months or so, um, you've had money, stored up, and now we can help you try to find your own house, apartment, or whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Right.
Also, that money could be used to help build your own business if that's what you're looking to do.
Right.
Um, so with that is the financial dependence, independence, is to teach people about finances and helping them build their finances, because a lot of people's credits are the way they are because, let's face it, when we was growing up in school, in the 70s and 80s, 60s, and they didn't teach financial literacy in school. And so our generation, I would say, I say the 35 and older generation, most people's credits were messed up because they didn't understand credit. And so we're trying to teach people how to reconnect and build that credit back and get them to understand what credit is, how it works, teaching them aspects of business, because this is what the movement is about. It's about helping others. Whatever we get from it, we're not concerned over that. We're not looking for recognition. We get our recognition from God. We have what we need, how we need it, because we trust that God will supply it. Of course we will have certain things that we need to be done that like grants and certain things of that nature that will be utilized for the business. This logo that you just had on, that last one right there, the MM, yes. This logo right here, the idea for that logo is, with the books, is to build upon knowledge. And that's going to be that right there is going to be the logo that's going to be for like the programming. So when we start like a programming module, like credit repairing, education on entrepreneurship, and so forth. So the books represent, knowledge, and that's what we're trying to implement into each person's life that becomes involved with more mature movement. Again, more mature movement is not just for about me. This is about the people. This is about reconnecting with the people. It's about giving the people something that they can say that they enjoy doing and being a part of. They can be proud when they walk out the door and say, yeah, I'm a part of the movement, and that's what our goal is to have people look back and spread the word even further, to say it's a movement. You want to get right, you want to get to understanding where you want to go in life. Here's an organization and company that is focusing on that development. And so that's what we're working to do, day in and day out. We're pushing. we are definitely.
What an inspiring story. I mean, this is really inspiring. And I have personally not come across anybody with this kind of idea for business. And I don't want to call it charity, but then help. I can see where you're going from here. And you definitely are going to find your way throughout this one. I have a few questions for you, Like I am touched the moment I heard that you had to spend a lot of time in prison, probably a good few years of your life, So before you could go to the prison, did you have this idea, or it was the idea that came into your mind when you were in the prison, like when you were serving the sentence?
I want to say that I had an idea for something. I can't say exactly what it was at the time, because to give a little background on me, I'm Dominican and Sicilian. My mom is Sicilian. My dad is Dominican. Both parents were military. My dad served 37 years Navy SEAL. My mom did Air Force. She was a fighter jet pilot. Which is how they met, in the military. They didn't stay together, or none, but I know my dad. But I grew up with my grandparents, mostly on my mom's side. My grandfather was a chef out of Boston, had his own restaurant. So I was raised up in the kitchen my entire life. So the culinary arts field is something that was my passion. That was my calling. But on the sidelines, I was a champion swimmer. I was number 1 in the state of Massachusetts, number 6 nationally in swimming. Yes. Yes. And the visionary trendsetter sets off, with creating, trend logos, trends that will be something that people will follow, and not in a negative way. They can be inspired by it to go out there and say, if he can do it, then I can do it.
Yeah.
And that's what our goal is to inspire others, to get through and pick up their bootstraps and find their way, because nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. And so when I was in prison, that's where the idea popped up. I was just sitting, we was on lockdown. I was in the room because we couldn't go nowhere. So I just started brainstorming. And I started thinking, what would be the most catching phrase that could be created that would also be inspiring? And so my roommate, he was like, well, in order for a person to get to where they need to mature. And it was just like silence, literally silent. And he looked at me, he said, what, I say something wrong? I said, no, actually you said everything right. He was like, well, what's going on? I said, maturity. He's talking about maturity. I said, that's going to be the name of the company. He was like, huh? I said, more mature movement. And he was just like, I like that. He was like, now expound on it. So I did, and again, that's what it represents is, the circle of life, maturity only will come when you learn to let go, stop dwelling, because dwelling upon the past, and whatnot. Now, I'm not saying one shouldn't, think about their past, because in order for a person to get to where they're going, they have to understand where they came from. The two things that I have is, one, my wife being in my corner. She's put up with a lot with me, and she is a motivation because of her spirituality. When her closeness that she has with God when I look at that, I'm like, she's got it. Why I can't get that? But I found that some of the reason why I couldn't get it is because I was still holding on to things that was dragging me down. And so I had to learn to start looking at those and saying, okay, this pebble needs to go back in the lake so it can't be found. I can't keep dwelling on this right here. That's, because it's not helping me move forward. She's constantly telling me, you have to let go, and even when I sometimes get in my little modes, I have to sit back and think, you know, she's overcome a lot herself, so this movement, like I said, it's to help keep us refreshed, help us to restore our faith in humanity, keep us connected with God, most of all, because without God, and again, that the more mature movement slogan is honor the life you live, put God first in everything you do. Because without him, we wouldn't be able to do anything. And like I said, I'm not a religious person. I'm more spiritual. Yeah, I don't try to follow the consult of what different churches or different religions do, but I follow one God, and God is the number one key to overcoming. He's the number one key. Having faith in God is the number one thing, because without it, we've already failed. We'll struggle in life trying to figure out things. We'll fail because we're trying to do it our way, and not listening to what God is telling us to do. And it's showing me right here that God was before me with this when you came, and was like, I would love to interview the company. And so you're opening up a door. God opened the door with you to open, more doors for us. And that's a blessing right there.
So yeah, I do see a lot of young folks in today's world getting towards spirituality rather than getting towards the religion part of belief, and that is very important for everyone to be spiritual than being religious, which helps us understand one fact, that we all pray to one God. Ultimately,
Yes.
we all pray to one God. And when you have that idea in your brain, the hatred vanishes automatically. Once the hatred goes off, and that's when the ideas start coming in. That's when you're clean by mind and by your soul, and that's when the ideas start coming up. That's when the Almighty, I believe that Almighty starts talking to you.
That's right.
And talking to you in a way of ideas, in a way of bringing help or getting help to people, because it's all about people. That's people are the creativity of God as well.
I also have a blog page that's connected to my Facebook page.
Do I search for it on Facebook? Let me search for that on the Facebook.
Yeah, you can search it on Facebook. Yeah, Trinity 3 LLC. That's it.
So this is the page. It looks like a page to me, and you've got the contact details here, just in case people want to reach you.
Yep.
A few more questions for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how are you planning to raise funds for your company? I mean, are you trying to do it, or you already have someone or a group of people or companies who are helping you to pump in funds to give a direction to your movement? Because I understand that for doing all these things, you definitely need funds. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
So right now the main goal is to our main goal is to sit down and develop a full out business plan for each of the businesses that we're looking to start. Giving, like how much, the licensing costs, and how, the equipment, and so forth and like that. As far as when it comes to the catering thing, I already know I'll be able to book things for that, because I've been doing this a long time. I have done events for big stars. I believe that I have some pictures that may be on my Facebook, but I can't remember. But I've done events for Shantae Moore, Regina Bell.
I could see one of your pictures after the logo. Just give me one. I'm gonna pull that up for you. I could see this picture.
That's just a picture I had taken. That was showing one of the T-shirts for the clothing line, for the M Trend clothing line. Yeah, that's the M Trend page. Just go to my personal page. Yep, and then go to my photos. Yep, and all the photos there. That's a clear picture of my wife and my mom right there. That we took that picture, I believe, 2 years ago. That's one of the pictures from when I was in prison. Yep. Yeah. that picture was last year, I believe. We took that one.
Yeah, it says 2019, December the 16th.
Yeah.
2019.
No, he's on my profile giant. That was taken, I think. I can't remember when that one was taken. Something like that. That one was. Yep. Yeah, that was last year too, I believe. That's my grandmother right there. She's the she passed away. She's the matriarch of the family. She was the it says they're from Sicily, and whatnot. I believe there's pictures up there too that you see where my grandfather and whatnot, with my grandfather and my grandmother in the picture, and my uncle when he was a kid holding me. That's my oldest, one of my oldest daughters. She was a baby in that picture, but she's 22 now. Yes. That was 1998. Yes. Yeah, of course. Oh, and then there's my brother too. He's actually going to be helping with getting the clothing line out. My brother, I'm starting his own clothing company and stuff also. his name Carte. Yeah, that's my brother on my dad's side. But me and him have such a close bond together. It's like inseparable. We get on each other's nerves, but that's my brother. And again, he's gonna be an integral part too, because he's gonna be in the background, helping with designs and promotion and things of that nature. So because he is that got his own clothing line and starting his own um, printing company. And
So all these things like running a clothing line and then other businesses like lawn care, catering, and all these businesses. So uh, do you have a team at place right now, or it's just the family right for now, family and friends who are
yeah,
taking care of the business for now?
basically just me and my wife and my brother. I mean, we have support through our kids and you know friends and stuff that is helping get things set up for us. I've been back and forth with some friends of mine that is one friend of mine that is from out of Michigan. He has like 6 or 7 businesses, and one of those is a clothing company. And we was just discussing that he will manufacture, because he has the print machines, press machines, everything. He's got like a $20,000 setup, and and his own stores. So he's actually gonna take clothing, produce clothing, and sell them out of his store. So I won't have to have no I won't have to have like nothing. He's gonna just do it, and then, like, whatever the cost of the print stuff, which he said won't go over $10. We sell it, shirts or whatever, say at $15 or $20. So every article that's sold, he cuts a check to us. Whether we do it, say once a week or once a month or whatever, however we set it up for the payments and whatnot. But he has so many people in place that he will be able to get the brand out to people and get people interested further with it. I heard you say something earlier about funding aspects, and right now that's the biggest obstacle that we're facing is funding, because we're now currently trying to rebuild our credit, so we don't qualify for any kind of loans or any of that. Now we may be able to get grants and stuff for the nonprofit once we are giving the official 501c license. Everything's been in a hold up because of the pandemic, getting things registered and so forth. But now that things are starting to lift a little bit, we're pushing now to get them to get this stuff done, and that way we can move to the next stage to trying to acquire business grants and funds, and and of course another friend of mine that's from Baltimore. His name is Brandon Brooks. He owns a company called Eventrify, and it's a platform that's similar to GoFundMe, but it's on a much bigger and larger scale. He's working with me to create a campaign for to try to reach to get funding for to get, to start trying to get into like purchasing houses and so forth, because that is something we're hopefully to get accomplished. At least one house we're hoping to get accomplished by, say, our goal is to have something like that by, say, January, February, and the goal is to have possibly 3 or 4 before the end of 2021, so we can start getting people put in housing, and start getting things put in place for training, again, for like financial literacy, resume writing, business building, credit monitoring, helping people with credit stuff. Even if we ourselves, me and her ourselves don't do the credit teaching, we'll have put people in place that have credit agency or credit builders in place that will be willing to come, and teach people, whether it's one day out of a week, or whatnot, that they will come in, it'd be like a classroom style where they will teach it for an hour, a week or whatever, or even doing online style through Zoom or Google Meet or whatever, and having everybody put in place. But some of the obstacles is finances. We're working on setting up, again, like I said, I'm working on setting up the platform with Eventrify. I really don't want to go through Google. Through GoFundMe and all that. There's also a couple other platforms that I do know that are out there. I forgot the one name of the other one, but that the platform, what it does is like you create your story and you post it, and basically what it is like angel investors, people that are looking to invest in new ideas, new products, new businesses. And so we get that to people, and get it out there on that platform, and open up a donation page where all the donations come in, will go to these different ventures. Whatever we set the thing up as initially. So that is like the some of the goals that are being pursued as we speak. Again, some things are being held back because of the pandemic, but this is one of the times where, like, okay, well, we can't get that done because of the pandemic. We can work on this and this to at least, which is like the clothing line is one of the things we're pushing right now to really push out there, because once we start getting the clothing out, because we can use funds that come off of clothing purchases to put back into the company, and to get more things done and so forth. So we're definitely looking for people that's willing to donate into the company and its ideas and its objectives, and for the goals that we're looking to do. And again, everything that comes in will be set up for everything that comes in will be accounted. We'll do like a updating, like a monthly update report and so forth. So like right now, if people want to donate, one of the best ways to do it is to donate through my personal PayPal, and they can find that my PayPal will be I don't think I've got it linked on this page, but I will be putting it up there by tomorrow, the link for it, because I'm currently talking to PayPal to allow to open up an official business account with them, so I can start doing the donation take-ins and stuff. So the email for the PayPal account, again, is PayPal. The email would be mtrend.nbh@gmail.com. Right, mtrend.nbh@gmail.com.
All right. So this would be your PayPal Gmail for receiving the funds, right?
Yes.
So yeah, mtrend.nbh@gmail.com. So before I let you go, I have got one more question, and then probably we could end this call, and we will definitely keep in touch after that for business and for promotions and everything. We'll see what we can do from our end. That's our goal too, to help businesses to get their word across to the people, you see?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just in case, right now you're limited to friends and family to operate the business. In the future, when things start rolling, and you got too many customers coming in for your merchandise, like your clothing line, and for your services, whatever you're doing, would you want to set up an office and have a staff in-house to manage the customers, do the designing work, do all the admin tasks and promotional activities, or you would want to look for an overseas company that could save you cost in doing all these tasks? I mean, have you ever thought about this one part?
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, and the reason why is because we, the goal of opening up, several businesses, and so we're gonna be, our time is gonna be, to make sure that everything is staying in line, and the one thing that me and my wife are adamant about, and just to touch on that real fast, because my wife is a home care nurse, and one of the things that we are also looking to do for the business is to open up is to get a house to bring in, like, say if we have a 4-bedroom house, is to bring people, to bring patients in, like that need 24-hour, like a kind of like a assisted living facility, but it's a house, and it would it'd only be those people in there, and it would all be monitored through the Medicare and the insurance companies and so forth, and she'd be the main person taking care of them, and hopefully if it works correctly and works smoothly in the near future, to expand and get another house and keep doing that, and then hire our own PCAs and program directors for that, for the medical aspects and so forth. So we are definitely gonna when it really takes off, and the different things that's gonna be needed, we're definitely gonna be looking to bring in web designers, and bring in marketing managers, that will be focused on, their goal will be on marketing and promotional services. Um, Bring in somebody who is proficient with like website building, and people that will create like podcasts, because that's another thing I'm looking to do, is to, create like a podcast where the podcast will be sent out, to explain, some of the day to day, like just touching base with all the followers of the business, and so forth, and just kind of like, it's more like an update, keeping people updated and posted, with stories of of people that the company has helped, things that we are trying to do, you know just events that we'll hold, like feeding the homeless, and being at spots to help advocate for other businesses, and other nonprofits and such like that. So absolutely, we're definitely gonna be looking to expand. And again, my brother comes in on that too, because he having executive branch management experiences. He is definitely going to be an integral part, like I said, and with business management aspects. We have been back and forth now, talking, building on the next steps to take the business, and the vision to really be seen by others, because we can dwell on the vision all day long, but until others get an idea of the vision, it's not going to be, it's not going to move.
Right.
We have to get people to believe in the vision, and again, that's where, when I had that title, Visionary Trendsetters, is the ability to get people to believe in the vision. And that's my goal, is to get people to believe in that vision. And again, I've already got the main people I need, is, my wife and our kids, and, friends and family. So that's a start. And of course, getting other businesses to get on board. Whether it's we finding and helping, like if we get one of the houses, and actually start getting people in the houses, we'll help them get on with companies that's out there, that's established, and be like, okay, we have a guy that we need to send in for work. We'll vouch him. You need somebody you can, and whatnot. We send them to you. You know what I'm saying? And so that way both of us are benefiting, because you're getting a good worker, and we're getting we're getting the recognition as the helping that person get to start to reaching their goals. So definitely we are going to be looking to do that, and we have been trying to look at the different marketing concepts, promotional concepts, designing the sellers. We're also looking into XC, um, print on demand, Shopify. These will be some of the platforms that the clothing lines will be marketed and sold on. And then I'm reaching out to other business owners that own retail clothing lines, retail clothing stores in different states and different areas to see if they will be willing to carry the brand for X amount. Like, let's say if we sell the shirts for $25 for every piece of product sold, they get $5. So basically 20 is ours, which is what the basic price would be. We would sell anyway on our own, and then of course that 10 going back into the business and so forth, and then the profit would go into the business accounts for rebuilding and helping establish things, and of course our end of donations and so forth, helping other organizations, not just here in the United States but abroad, will help other people come and out of poverty in different countries that's affected by poverty, not just because that country is like it is, like South Africa and places like those, that is very low in poverty, is to help people establish and getting things that they need, whether it's food supplies or school stuff, or just different things. Wherever we can try to help is what we're doing. So we're taking from what we have and giving back to help others also, to build their companies and their organizations, because one hand washes the other. So as long as we can keep on building our business by bringing in people who believe in it and purchasing, and donating into it and so forth, then we can actually help others. And that's what this is about, is helping others. No more, no less. If we can help one person, we can touch one person's life, then we're happy. But we don't think small. We're trying to create a pandemic movement. I guess you could say it. That's what we're doing. We're looking to build a movement that comes full circle. So
I could see that M Trend LLC. I mean, the logo speaks a volume, and then now I could understand the story behind it. It's really heartwarming and inspiring for everyone who is planning to do something good with their lives and try and help, at the same time try and help others sustain life in a better way. And Michael, I wish you all the best in whatever business endeavors and charity endeavors that you are going to be doing. And we are here as a partner, as supporter for the cause that you're running for. We try to do what we can from our end on social media, on digital media basically, and so we do have team members who work from India and America. So these people help a lot of businesses, small and big, in terms of managing their social media platforms and in terms of managing their advertisements in Google, website, Shopify stores, Amazon stores. So these guys are like, the minds behind the computer, trying to get the word across in front of the right audience. So
right.
that's what my team is. That's what we do. And this whole podcast thing that we started is to network with the business mind and just not keep it business to business, but connect with the people to understand
Right.
what are the pain points and to understand what's the real story and the value proposition, you know. So once you connect, the business happens. You have a lot of channels to have business, you know. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. Help and seek help later in the future. I mean, that's how business happens, I guess. So I'll take a leave having said all these things. Do you have something to say before we go, or shall we wrap up?
Again, like I said, I greatly appreciate you and the company to have me on and delve into the company for a more mature movement, M Trend LLC, and the clothing lines, and our goals for the business, and our goals to reach for people. So that's one of the main things. Is we are grateful for that. Grateful for the platform to be spread further and further to people. And again, once I have gotten some of this information, it will be posted to the websites, the Twitter accounts, the Instagram accounts, Pinterest, and various other platforms that I'm working on building, exposure with. And of course, the website, as soon as I finish it, that will be posted where everybody will be able to go up there to click it and go into and read more about our goals for the business. It'll explain everything in broader detail.
All right, that was interesting. And now we are about to end the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, you were just listening to Business Intelligence and Business Networking Podcast. This is Donald Keith, founder and CEO of wingtohuman.com, that is human with wings, and outsourcinghelpers.com. And we were interviewing Michael Rawles, who is the CEO, founder, and owner of M Trend LLC. Not only just the owner, he is also a certified chef, former champion swimmer. Of course, you can see that he's an entrepreneur, visionary trendsetter. He's a great personality altogether. We're going to be helping him to promote his ideas and his business endeavors throughout this journey as much as we can, and see if there is a business way for both of us to collaborate. All right. Thank you so much, Michael, and it was really a pleasure talking to you.
It was definitely a pleasure speaking with you too, Donald.
Thank you. Hope to talk to you soon again. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.